Good morning. It is Monday. It's time to go to work again, and it's time to talk about this week's Dungeons and Dragons. Now, we left off at the end of last session at a very interesting point. The group have reached the City of the Iron Masters. The group have spoken to the guard or assistant or someone who knew the Lawmaster, and have been informed that the Lawmaster is currently at the Grand Transmitter, the temple at the heart of the City of the Iron Masters, where they are able to actually communicate directly with the Star Wolves. Now, the group then made their way towards this place, and as we ended the session, they were walking up towards a huge stone building that looked like the walls had been carved with images of the gods of Fenris, the Star Wolves. Now, after the session ended, I had a little bit of a to the side conversation with one of my players, and I informed Aldrin's player. Aldrin is the Thousand Sun within the group, that as he approached the temple, as he walked forward towards this building, he began to get a very acute unease, a concern. He could feel something kind of pushing against him. And I explained to him that obviously with his knowledge of the Thousand Suns and of the Star Wolves rather. I keep messing that up. It doesn't matter. It's the same either way. And with his knowledge of the wolves, make sure I make it easier now. He is fairly aware that this would be considered a temple to them, and that the chance of divine or arcane wards of protection that would bar entry or would make entry more difficult to someone wearing armor inscribed with the runes of the Thousand Suns is almost guaranteed. He then asked me a very interesting question. He says, well, are the wards pushing back me or the armor? And I explained to him, I said, well, you don't really know. You're wearing the armor, so it's hard to tell. So he has now informed me, in this kind of to the side conversation, that beginning next session tonight, he is actually going to remove his armor and try to enter without the armor. So we'll see where that takes him. He'll be able to then find out if the wards are pushing him or pushing the armor. We'll go from there, and some or all of the group will eventually make their way into the temple. At which point, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, because there have been 3 or 4 different conversations about what they're actually going here for. I'm not sure which one they're actually going to end up going with on the night. In some cases, they've talked about asking for a way. This is mainly the non-Fenrisians wanting to find out a way to get off the world. Aldrin is also very interested in going further north, towards the Mountains of the Gods, where the Forbidden City is located. There's also been some other things about warning them about the problems to the south, and some other stuff that the group is kind of all thrown out here and there. So we'll see what they actually remember in the moment when they get there. They will start out speaking with the lawgiver and many apologies. They'll start out talking with the lawgiver and a high shaman and an iron priest, which they've not encountered an iron priest before, so that will be interesting to see. And depending on how the conversation goes, that may be all they talk to. But there is a chance that if they trigger the right or wrong series of events, the wolves may send someone directly. The wolves do have ways of knowing what's going on in here. They do monitor things here. They do pay attention. You know, this is their link to their people. So, it's a priority. And if the wrong things or the right things, completely depends on who you ask about the situation, get said, they may show up. They do have the ability to teleport, and they do have a teleportation circle in this building. They can come here in person very easily. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how that conversation progresses. Now, after that point, we do have one of our players who is having to leave the group for a short while. He's got some finals and some other stuff going on. So it may get brought up in the conversation here that he wants to actually stay with the Iron Masters for a while. I've discussed it with the player, and what he would be liking to do would be to stay in the city, and then there's a possibility that when things finish up, he's able to either come north to join the group, or maybe they will have already come south again, and he can rejoin them. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think it should be interesting. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to this session. That's about it for the predictions tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning to let you know how much went according to plan and how much didn't, what actually happened, what the players did, and how I reacted to it. By all means, like, subscribe. I appreciate it. And if you enjoy the content, it's the easiest way to make sure that you keep getting it. It lets me know that people are interested, and it lets you know when I post new videos. So, yeah, do those things, and I will see you tomorrow.